AyoGG, welcome to a brand new episode of the AyoGG podcast in this special edition just for Queendom Season 2. And today we are going to talk together about the second episode of Queendom Season 2. And today I'm alone, hopefully only for the beginning. I hope Payne will join me later, but for now we will just enjoy talking a bit about the second episode of Queendom Season 2, just the two of us here right now. Okay, are you ready? Let's go, because you really need to be ready. That much I can promise you, because this episode was packed with all kinds of emotions, and I can already spoil you, I may get a little bit salty later on, but that's just a little teaser for you. And episode 2 of Queendom started with a really interesting quote by no one else than our absolute the absolute best quote maker you could ask for, Miss Hwang Eun-bi, Chinbi of BBG, because the quote of her that started this entire episode was, "This makes me really mad." Us? Why? So you could already see there, okay, shit's about to go down, and well, I guess I'm not telling you, like I'm not spoiling you too much if I tell you, yes, shit happened. But because before we jump into that, we of course once again are going to go through the entire episode in a chronological order, and that means that we are starting with all of the amazing and really high quality packed performances that were part of this episode. It was time for the signature song performance battle. We already got two signature song performances in the last episode, if you remember. We got BBG with Time for the Glory, which was a combination of Time for the Moonlight and Rough, and we got Hyolin I'm sorry, I mean with Touch My Body. We already talked about it in the last episode, so now let's jump to the third performer of the signature song battles, which was Kepler. And that's probably no big surprise. Of course, Kepler performed Wadada. So, before we jumped into the preparation video for Kepler, we got a little video of them coming on the stage and introducing themselves, just as we know. But the interesting thing was that they were introduced by Taeyeon as the Monster Rookies, which is no surprise if you know Kepler and what they have achieved until now, especially with their album sales. It's not too far-fetched to call them that, but of course we have another rookie group in the contest, which did not with the who did not want to just, let that go past them, because BBG heard that and were saying, wait, we are the Monster Rookies here. Okay, wait a little second. Of course, in a really playful and fun meta, but they wanted to make sure that we remember that they are also our cute little Monster Rookies with a shitload of senior experience up their belt. And another really interesting thing about Kepler is that, and that's something the others pointed out, which was something that I completely forgot, but is really true. This was the first time that Kepler as a group really performed in front of fans of them, which must be a really, really like nerve-wracking and overall just really special experience for them. And I'm really happy that they finally got to feel that, to witness that in Queendom. We didn't really get to hear after the performance much about how they felt about performing in front of their fans for the first time. But I hope this is something we will get more informations on later on, because like being a group that is debuting in midst of this pandemic, where you simply cannot meet fans from the get-go. I mean, okay, Kepler's debut hasn't been that long. Okay, I admit that. But still, you know what I mean. This must be just a really special feeling, and I would like to know more about their way of thinking about this. But after we got this cute little information, it was time to check out how Kepler prepared for their performance of Wadada in Queendom. Now, what happened? We started, of course, with a bit of drama. It's Mnet what who we're talking about here. And what happened is Kepler was sitting together there and was reading. Of course, completely. They came up with this idea, of course, completely themselves. Absolutely, there was Mnet not involved. Absolutely, no. I don't believe that for a second. They were reading articles about themselves. You know, just what you're casually doing when you're sitting there, getting filmed by a camera, accidentally, of course, getting filmed by a camera. Then you're just browsing through articles. Everyone knows that. And first, they read some positive articles about themselves. You know, how they're monster rookies, how well they're doing, and stuff like that. But then they found an article which stated that connected Kepler and their appearance at Queendom with their tight bond, with their connection with Mnet. And this was, yeah, a little fact that Mnet kind of tried to make a big thing out of, because suddenly the mood got heavy, you know. The girls started to lose their smiles when they read that, and they started to think, oh my god, we really got this position only because we are an Mnet group. And suddenly the mood got heavy and it got sad, and the music, I think it was even a Taeyeon song that started playing then, and everyone was just down because they thought, oh, what if we do? People will think that we don't deserve to be here, you know, and that stuff, which is in a way kind of understandable. But something I have to admit is that I never got why this would be something you'd be like so sad about, because yes, they are an Mnet group, and yes, it comes with perks. This is nothing new, especially in K-pop. Like that, you're getting a better treatment when you are coming from certain companies is nothing new. I mean, this is basically the concept of every group of a big company. You're instantly like getting more, yeah, basically instantly more success. It is the way it is. You're just getting more exposure. You have from the get-go more people interested in you. You simply have, to a certain extent, an easier start. But this does not mean that what you are doing is like less impressive to what other groups are doing. So I never really understood why, yeah, groups get really sad about this, because it is just a fact, you know. It is just a fact, and you just have to cope with it. It is not a new information for Kepler, so I guess honestly this was just another play of Mnet. We're like, okay, girls, can we make a little scene out of it? You know, just be a bit sad, because of course afterwards it all got better. But before it got better, Mnet tried to spice things up like even more, because they sent some staff members to Kepler that ensured them that the reason why Kepler is part of Queendom is not because they're an Mnet group, but because they have worked so hard and because they deserve it. And I agree with that absolutely 100% that Kepler deserves to be in Queendom. They have worked really hard, and I mean, going through the survival show process of Girls Planet is already achievement enough, and is already enough to qualify yourself to get into a show like this if you want to. Because honestly, I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't have liked to be part of the show right after I came out of Girls Planet, but that's another story. So they deserve to be here, but I mean, come on, Mnet. Who do you want to lie to? Like, of course, you gave them this because you want them to have much more exposure. I mean, this is just a lot of bullshit. To pretend like them being an Mnet group did not play into this. But as I said, I don't see it as anything negative. It is okay to have privileges at certain areas. I don't know why there's a need to deny that stuff. It is there, and it is okay that it is there. It is just the way it is. Now, after this, another kind of trope Mnet tried to pull there to absolutely make people understand that Kepler really deserves to be there, that it is not because they are in an Mnet group, is Kepler was just casually, once again, watching videos of fans performing Wadada, to kind of show us that Wadada was really popular, that Kepler is really popular, that they are in this program for a reason. And then once again, I was sitting there like, yes, I know how popular Kepler is. I know that they deserve to be here. Maybe there really are a lot of people who think that Kepler doesn't deserve to be there, and the only reason why they are there is that they're an Mnet group. But for these people, honestly, I don't think you will convince them with stuff like this. Like, if you have this opinion, this really narrow-minded opinion, that they don't deserve it, then this stuff will not change it, but okay. I mean, it adds for the emotion, so I kind of get why Mnet was trying to pull it. Plus, it is giving more, like, it's making the show longer, and Mnet likes to have filler stuff like this within the episode. After that, there was even more drama going on because we saw Mnet preparing. On stage, like, they were already in their stage costumes on the final stage to have like the last practice before it is time to perform, and it went really, really poorly because they weren't really in sync. There were dance moves getting messed up. There were problems with the technology, like Mashido, for example. Her microphone constantly fell off her head when she made certain movements, and there was just so much stuff going wrong in this first. No, in this last practice that they had, that I got kind of like flashbacks to Girls Planet, because it is always in Girls Planet like this. If you haven't seen it, the structure is basically exactly the same. Like, Mnet shows always have the same structure. You have these preparation snippets. Oh, sorry, the S came out wrong here in the microphone. You always have these preparation snippets, and then you have the groups standing on stage one last time before it is time for the actual performance. And in that last practice part, there's like 90% chance that they're going to mess up in some way. It's going to go poorly. It's 90% really, 95 even percent of the case it is like this. So we basically just continued where Girls Planet left off. Which was oddly familiar due to that, but due to that I also like instantly knew, okay, when they're performing, it's going to go well. This is now, it's just the storm before the calm, basically. They kind of swapped that in the Mnet shows. It was a bit concerning, and it was also a bit mainly sad for the members, because they even took out a certain part, a little scream, when they started to do this. In G-Friends Fever, in their song Fever, they have this move too, where they're like moving only their upper body. They called it like a gorilla dance, and when Kepler is doing this move, this kind of like this chest rotation part, normally they would also like scream out something like, what was it, like, who, I think, just to give off even more energy, and they simply did not manage to give that move, to perform that move in sync, which led them in the end to leave it out, which was something that really bothered the members, which I can completely understand. But in the end, now the question, of course, is, did it really matter? Like, in the end, how was the performance? Did Kepler perform well? Did everything went well? Well, well. Let's get into the actual performance. First things first, overall, I really liked it. But what I have to admit is that the overall performance, in my opinion, was not really special if I compare it to other performances of that we have already seen on Queendom. It felt kind of like a special stage, maybe a year-end stage, maybe, or a fancy concert stage more. So it was overall really well made. Like, the girls performed great. I really liked the Wadada version they have performed, even though I definitely prefer the original. But there were some cool ideas that they have put into the new Wadada version. But for the performance, if I compare it to the others, for me it felt the whole time a bit more basic than the others. I don't know if you know what I mean, but the other performances, like namely G BBG, G-Friend counts too, BBG and Hyolin, they just were so much more grand. You know what I mean? It just looked like there was much more. They put much more effort into this performance than for Kepler. And with that, I don't mean the members. I mean the companies put much more effort and money into the performance than they did in Kepler's performance. Because most of the time we got Kepler just performing with different movements, different formations at times, but overall it was just the same. The only props they got were like these weird little flags, which were completely out of place in my opinion, which is absolutely no surprise, by the way, because we learned through a quote of Eugen. Let me read you that quote. We did not think about how to use the props during practice. And this, when I read that only after I watched the Queendom for the second time. It made a lot more sense to me, because the way they performed with those flags, it was a really short period, and this short period was just, it felt a bit messy, it felt a bit out of place, it felt unnecessary, in my opinion, and because they just had those flags, waved them around a bit, and there was no good beginning for that part, because if you really pay attention to it, you have the girls picking up the flags and waving them around. But while they're doing this, like, all of them take the flags, but Xiaoting has to move in her spot and is a bit later with picking those flags. So it's losing its sync, which is not something I would say is Xiaoting's fault. It's just the way that the timing of this whole thing is just weird. And then when they're stopping using the flags, what they're doing with them is they're putting them I'm sorry. They're simply putting them down. Like, and not with a cool dance move or something like this. No, they just crouch down, lay them on the ground, get back up, and then they start walking back on the main stage. And this is so out of place. This feels so weird, in my opinion. And this was just an example of and the proof of this quote that Eugen gave of I don't even know if it was after or before the performance was, but it matched really well with what I have seen. But overall, Kepler made a really good performance, but not an impressive one, in my opinion. Not a performance I will remember, unlike, for example, BBG and Hyolin. And I'm really happy to announce I'm not alone anymore. Welcome.
Hey, I'm here.
Welcome. I don't know how much you have heard of me.
I know
but
it's about the Kepler stage. That's all.
Okay, that's good, because I didn't talk about much more yet. So
Okay.
you came to the right moment because now I can ask you, what is your opinion on the Kepler stage?
Normally, I'm here to take the opposite opinion about the stages. So basically,
Yeah, so because I'm the hater and you.
yeah. No, but I don't know. I was like here for the half of your stage explanation, so I don't know.
Mhm.
100%. But yeah, let me see. I think the Kepler stage was pretty good for your first. I say first stage, first real stage. And yeah, I really liked how they made another version of it, cause it felt more powerful in my opinion. I really got I don't know, if you look at the little stops in the chorus, like when the instrumental stops and they're doing the pretty strong moves. That's cool. That's super impactful. So I would say overall, Kepler had a really impactful stage if it comes to the um what I wanted to perform. But I have to say, compared to some others, I guess it was a bit. Mm, I don't know. I think a bit simple, if that's
Hmm.
not too bad mouthing the stage, because I don't know. It felt a bit simple if you compare
I mean,
to
I
some
mean,
other
what I
stages.
what I want to add is everything that we are saying here is like on a really high level.
Yeah,
Okay, like this is all great quality and they're all that amazing. But of course, we have to like we have a certain bar set now from BBG and Hyolin, and now we're just comparing it to like the average level that we got now.
exactly.
So,
Like you had pretty much the same feeling through the whole performance. And it was from like I don't know, it felt a bit like not something special. You don't need a story to make it more I don't know, to make it grand. But I don't know. There are examples where you can kind of change the performance in many aspects. But the Kepler performance really felt like uh, a special stage for a new comeback or something like that.
hmm.
So I really loved how they remade this whole thing, because they made it more powerful and more impactful, and they in my opinion executed it pretty well. But I guess the decision to don't give it more thoughts, the whole performance, I guess that's going to the not producer in the company, but I don't know who's doing the ideas for the show, to be honest. Um,
Yeah, I have no clue either. But
but yeah,
if another thing I want to praise is before the flag part is starting,
yeah,
we have this little solo part of Hikaru, which
mhm,
is really cool. Like Hikaru is the solo monster in my
yeah,
opinion. Like every time when it's a Hikaru solo shot, the charisma is just overflowing and it looks super cool.
yeah.
Um, Plus the outfits, great. Really want to praise that. And another thing I want to point out, shouting Mashido and Yeso pigtails. Mm.
Pigtails are the best decision anyway. So, but yeah, and if you look at that as example, you have the Hikaru solo part, and then they swap to the others of the group with the right before the
Flags.
flag, and I don't know how they change with the camera. The whole thing is super impactful, but overall, as I said, I mean the Hikaru solo thing is one of the only things I could say that feels a bit different. Like
Hmm.
that it feels that it gives you another yeah approach to the performance. And I guess the performance would have needed a bit more of that, and so I guess that's a little critic for the whoever kind of planned the performance, that they, I don't know, thought about it a bit too simple in my opinion.
Hmm. But never forget Jesus kick. Wow.
And as
I
I
felt
said,
that one.
I still love it. It was a
Yeah.
super cool stage, and I would, I don't know, I would watch it all over again. Like if I want to, let's get it.
This is kind of like the worst about talking about these performance is you really like the performance, but like you have to give the criticism compared to the other performance. You
Yeah,
know, that's just
exactly.
okay. But yeah, that was our little talk about Kepler's Watata performance, and next in line was Brave Girls with their combination of Chimat Badam and Rollin. Now, before we jumped into the preparation video compilation of Brave Girls, we, of course, got once again reminded to the fact that they did not get chosen by anyone as the rivals
Yeah.
in the first episode. It was really important to tell us that again because we need to know how determined Brave Girls are. Really, really important. And then we jumped into the preparations. And of course, they were pretty fast at performing like Rollin. I guess that's a no-brainer for everyone, but it is also understandable that they kind of wanted to do more than just Rollin again and again and again and again. Of course, they also want to be known for other stuff, and then they decided to go with Chi Mat Badam after they. And this is something I didn't really understand. They said, I want to show a different side of us this time. And Rollin and Chimat Badam, I wouldn't say that they're like exactly songs. They're pretty similar in a way. Plus, they're exactly what I think about when I think about Brave Girls. So this was a bit strange in combination with that statement, but I still thought, okay, maybe they will like completely change the sound of these songs, and then it could match again. But if that turned out well, we will find out later. And of course, one thing they really often mentioned is that they're all in their 30s already, which kind of makes them even more eager to perform well, to show all those, and I'm like using quotes now, like young girls, they're also young, okay? Just so you get it. Show all those young girls what is still in them. So another thing, really interesting thing was that they mentioned that they wanted to focus more on the vocals for the performance. Did they do it? We will see. And before it got to the actual performance, we also got a little snippet of them sitting in the recording studio. And together with the, what was it, the songwriter Red Cookie, amazing name by the way, I love Red Cookie, they discussed how the song should sound. And they gave pretty clear like opinions about the song that he made, because they thought that the intro of the made song was not impactful enough, and it was not long enough because they planned on giving each member like a time to kind of show herself, to have a little performance for herself before coming together, and for that they needed a longer and more impactful intro. So they sat there and started to work on the final touches of the song together. And once again, they mentioned that they wanted to show a completely different side of Brave Girls. And now, of course, my question to you is, did they do it? Did they show a completely different side of Brave Girls?
Yeah, like overall, to just bring it up now, after that explanation, of course. But I think it sounded very like
Or do you want me to
casual.
say it first to be the bad guy?
Yeah, please.
Okay, no. Now you.
That was okay. Yeah, right. So, I kind of get your opinion here. I
I don't
see what you mean,
support it, but I
but
get it.
but yeah, now they started with the intro as we already knew, and yeah, the intro was a pretty cool idea, I have to say. Everyone had a little solo focus on them, like I can't remember 100%, but like we are starting with the drums.
Yeah. This
That's
was, by the way, a sick beginning. This was really cool.
Yeah, it looked very epic. Especially with the pink
Yeah, the powder that was on the
powder.
drums. And every time when she hit the drums, the way it
Exactly.
splashed around is super cool.
Yeah, exactly. That was a pretty cool start, and yeah, everyone got a little a little I can't call it really performance, because there was a little intro. Everyone had a
Yeah.
little own intro like that. I guess we can say it like that. But after that, I have to say it changed pretty fast to the normal Chimat Param sound, and I don't know about that decision. Like, it sounded, they talked about a more powerful version. I really haven't felt that more powerful version. Like, I liked the song, and but it was just, it felt really, and I of course I've heard a little change in the instrumental and stuff like that, but that wasn't enough. It literally sounded just like Chimat Palam sounds.
Mm.
And yeah, okay. I'm giving that to Minion, that she's killing it vocally. Um Live, but yeah, that's pretty much like, that's still something in Chimat Param. This that Brave Girl is singing really with really loud voices, even in the high notes and stuff like that. That's already known from the original song, so it's not something really special. In that case, it was really felt like a bit even less than like Kepler changed their sound, but for Brave Girls, I really got the feeling that they not even changed the sound, and yeah, that was a bit sad, because if I want to watch a live stage, I can just
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make it a bit mean. Um, but yeah, and like then they got a little dance break after the Chimat Param, and before Rollin. So between the change, they had a little dance break. But even that, I mean, it seems like I say it really really much today, but it felt too simple. Like, I don't
Mm.
know. I guess once again, there was a bit too less to thought about it, and yeah. Um, Ending with Roland, of course, a super good idea. They changed it a bit more up, like they had a really party theme, a bit like a concert or after concerts theme. Um, so from out the feeling, that was pretty cool ending. But still, it was nothing really 100% catching my attention, because yeah, I don't know. It was good to watch, and I like to watch it once again. But in my opinion, not something really special, or something attention seeking.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Um, as I already said, and as you also said, I did not see a new Brave Girls in any way. I saw
Mm.
exactly how I see Brave Girls. Um, I mean, the fact that they did not change Chimat Bada much. On the one hand, I was really happy because it's my favorite song of them. On the other hand, I was like, yeah, but I have listened to the song like a shitload of times. So I really know Chimat Badam by now. It would have been cool to get something new, to get in a different style, to get it in a more powerful, maybe in a different way powerful version, But yeah, what I got in the end was a cool performance, one that I enjoyed, but nothing that I could say I will remember in any way. I think the problem is that in the beginning, in the preparations, I feel like they set the bar a bit too high with what they said. I mean, on the one hand, this that we're going to see a complete different Brave Girls was a bit, just over the top. That they're going to focus so much on performance was a bit over the top, because the performance was cool, but it was not new. It was not shocking. It was not that impactful. And something that I've considered like really, really sad is that the solo parts we got in the beginning, they were so short, and I didn't really get them, honestly, because sometimes the solo shots consist just out of them looking into the camera and moving a bit with the shoulders and singing. And when they said that all of them are going to have like a solo part in the intro, I expected something like, if you remember Mamamoo, in Queendom 1, I expected each of them doing a really like maybe unique style to this special member, to have like maybe half a minute or something like this with just pure performance before they are coming together. But I mean, some of them, it felt like 5 seconds max, something like this. So this was just, I think that the way I personally started to watch this performance was just wrong, because I got the wrong idea from what they wanted to do from the preparation video. So that's a question: is this the fault? Like, fault, you know what I mean? Of Brave Girls? Is it Mnet with the editing? Is it a mix of both? Is it my fault that maybe I interpreted too much into all of this? But yeah, in the end, it was a bit disappointing that it was just a great performance, if you know what I mean.
I just realized I was the mean one this time. Somehow it turned out like that, because I don't know. I just looked back to what I said, and I just realized, Jesus, somehow that sounded really harsh for
Yes, you're the baddie now.
For the but for the aspect that I really liked the performance, like
the hate is already on the way. You can't stop this. The shitstorm, I can see it. I can smell it.
It's your channel, bro.
Yeah, it's just hate my channel. Come on, hate the shit out of it. It's okay. By the way, his channel is linked in the video description. Okay, cool. No, but seriously, cool performance, but expected more. That's the bottom line of it.
Exactly.
Now, next up, we had WJSN with the performance of As You Wish. For the preparations, we got Brave Girls sitting on a big conference table and brainstorming about which song they could perform, because they had a concern which I could really understand, kind of. They were sitting there like, okay, all the other groups kind of have at least, this one song that is like, that that you connect with just this group. And WJSN, that's what they said, about themselves. They don't have this specific song. And I really liked what Yeonjung then said, because she said, I want to take this chance to create a signature song, which is a really nice way of thinking. Like, if you go into this competition, like, okay, like, they're successful. I mean, WJSN are really successful, but at least for me, if I think about WJSN, I also don't have this one song that is like hitting me. Okay, Unnatural is my favorite song of them, so but in the general public. And So they wanted to go with the song they thought is the one, yeah, the most people know. And this is As You Wish, because it is the one that is always topping the charts when it's a time to switch the years. And which is a good way of thinking, because they also mentioned that even though the song is getting popular every time at the end of the year, a lot of people don't know that WJSN are the ones singing it. Um, and strangely, I got this little like a flashback to the first episode where we where Omji told the story of people saying, "Hey, that black-haired girl from BBG looks like Omji from G-Friend." Same energy,
Yeah.
and I really like the fire that they then started to ignite in themselves when they thought about creating their own signature song. After that, we also learned that Unso could not participate in the shooting and in the preparations until now, because she has been diagnosed with COVID, and of course, due to that, had to go into quarantine. And then the members, and especially AyoGG as the leader, had to kind of decide, okay, what are we doing now? Like, do we leave her out for the first performance or not? But the way it sounded like, AyoGG was the one who especially pushed the fact that Unso should also be part of this performance. That she believed that she would be able to do it, and so it was really cool to see how they worked on that. So we got the girls in the practice room dancing together until late at night, and then we saw AyoGG sitting there recording the performance with like almost eyes closed already, because she was so done. But constantly sending Unso videos so she can practice at home. And then we saw Unso being in an like insanely tiny corridor, like on the right a mirror, on the left like I have no clue, a wall or whatever the hell was going up there. I didn't really get the room she was in, but it was some kind of room as in a real narrow place. And there she performed or tried to train this choreography. And I've already said when we watched it, if I would have been her, I would have hit like with my fist, with my elbow, with everything so often against that stupid wall behind me. Like I would have went there to Queendom with like broken bones after this. I wouldn't have been a help like at all. But then we got the girls come together one day before the actual performance. Unso was able to join them and they started to train together. And it looked like AyoGG's strategy paid out. Or did it?
So, I am the mean guy. So let's start. I really love the
Feel good,
performance.
right?
Nah.
No, you can be the good guy, the mean guy, and then say I love the performance. That's not how this shit works.
Then
Damn it.
then I'm not made for this.
Yeah, okay, I'll be the. Here probably I will also not be the bad guy. Spoiler.
Now I love the performance. First they had a story. But
gotta love the story.
Here once again we will see if they will continue something like that in the next performances. But however, first taking As You Wish as a song is a pretty good decision, as you already said. It's a in my opinion pretty decent song with a cool genre, and they changed it to make it more pop, because I don't know, how would you call the genre from the original?
Boah. Dreamy.
Yeah,
no
kind of dreamy, but yeah, exactly.
No clue what kind of genre.
Exactly, but it was dreamy, and it really still had the dreamy aspects, but you really got the dance pop drums in it, and that was something that really got my attention, cause they got forward with this. Like they had more impact with that because the song, the instrumental had more impact, and the start, even the start, or when they started, with this little, or with the first verses, and yeah, it was still a bit like more dreamy, I guess. I guess even more dreamy than the original. And then in the chorus, it changed, and they exploded with an impact group choreo. I really, really, really loved it. I'm not 100% sure about the story, but something with a with a hourglass and red sand and blue sand.
How do you came up with the hourglass? Like 90% of the performance, I didn't see an hourglass.
Because I started with it, and I'm yeah, super deep into stories, so I just of course remembered the little hourglass. But yeah,
It was impossible to forget it, especially if you learn the story after the performance.
exactly. I'd say it's all story, but what happened with the hourglass? That's something I will give to
Mm.
you after I'm finished. Cause
Ah,
yeah, overall,
damn it.
I really really loved the performance. Uh, there were some little things that disturbed the girls. Yeah, through the performance, but I have to say I didn't really saw it. Um, I don't know. Just after the performance, when they talked about it, I was like, "What the hell?" I just haven't seen it, so I don't really make that as a critic. Cause if I don't see it, it's not something bad for me. So yeah, I think they did a perfect performance. I really really loved it. It was super enjoyable, and for me, yeah, and that's something you can make for yourself. Yeah, but I like the new version of the song a bit more, basically, than the original version. I don't know how, but I guess it was just more in my taste of music, and I have already playlisted it because I really loved it. I will give it
Yeah,
to you now.
I can dare say basically the same. I'm not the biggest fan of the originals, just simply not my style. But this one, instantly playlist, and I love listening to this. It's such a cool sound that they have produced there. They really, and I mean, this is already shows how great this performance was. They really got me hooked as someone who is not even a fan of the original song. They got me hooked to this song, to this version. Um, it's already showing the great quality of what they have produced there.
Yeah,
Um, really cool about the performance is that once again they used the entire stage. They had a lot of dancers with them to make all of this like even more grand, to make sure that there is no free space on this entire freaking stage. And this just added to a lot to the impact. And the beginning alone, I mean, with the flames coming out of the stage, and the symbolism that they started with this hourglass, and then, well, it happened.
what
Suddenly,
happened?
a dancer came up with the hourglass with all energy, was like almost throwing it in front of her, and suddenly it made a boop, and the hourglass vanished. Because, and here now the story takes place, what WJSN wanted to teach us is that when you're with WJSN, time doesn't matter. You know, time vanishes. If you're with WJSN, that's all you need. Forget time and just enjoy being in the moment.
That's why I love their stories.
It's amazing. It's best story I have ever heard. Um, let's just go with this as a story. But no, I mean, what happened? I didn't even realize it
Yeah.
when the performance happened because I remember how we watched it, and the dancer was like throwing the hourglass in front of her, still holding it, and suddenly the hourglass fell out. And yeah, then they only had the frame of this hourglass thing.
Yeah.
And the hourglass, it was lying on the ground. It shattered. The sand was on the stage, and that led to some of the girls slipping from time to time, which was really not noticeable for me. If
Yeah.
you rewatch it and pay attention to it, you can see it at times, but even then, it is really, really hard to see. And I still remember how we were watching this, and suddenly they came up with the frame, and we were like, "Oh my god, the hourglass is gone! Wait, what does it mean? What did they
Yeah.
do there?"
Exactly.
And it was so cool. But after the performance, the girls were like really sad. They cried because of the hourglass, because they had this idea with the hourglass, and I really didn't get it because when I watched this, it did not like take anything away from the performance. It was still a great performance. It's still the hourglass still worked, even though it was not there anymore. I could still feel it because my stupid brain believed it was part of the story, and my stupid brain still believes it's part of the story. For me, it is now part of it. I think they lie, honestly. Um, And yeah, overall, I also want to really praise Unso, because even though she couldn't participate in the practices from the beginning, she did really well. It did not look like any of the members was absent most of the time. They were absolute professionals, and holy shit, the ending of the performance really gave me goosebumps. Like, well, you have the dancers in the lower part of the stage, and then WJSN on the upper part. Then they're all standing in line, going on those elevator things, and then go even higher together. And then you have this full focus, like they stop dancing, full focus on their voices for one last time. You have all those particles, like feathers or whatever, flying through the screen, and this is such a nice and epic and glorious ending for this absolutely outstanding, fantastic performance of WJSN. So mad respect to all of them. And once again, girls, you really stop crying. Fuck the hourglass. It was amazing. It did not. You did not like lose anything of your appeal because of that hourglass. It made it only a tiny bit cooler, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
great job. And when we're already at WJSN, a little shortly away from Queendom, I want to recommend you guys something, because Exi of WJSN participated in a little show called Idol X Idol together with Loveless Key, in which these two spent 2 days, 1 night together. It's like 4 episodes, the show, and at the end of it, they had to make a song together. Exi composed, and Key made the lyrics. The name of the song is The Light, and it's one of the best songs of the year. I will link it for you in the video description. Check it out. It's outstanding. That's all I wanted to add. If you are into like calm and beautiful songs, check it out, because you have Key's outstanding voice and Exi's really beautiful voice. So if you want to hear her like really sing and not rap for once, check it out. Okay. Do you want to add anything to any of this?
I wanted, but that feels very wrong on place now. No, I just wanted to say we know WJSN is listening to this podcast, of course.
Always.
Everyone is doing it. Like
All the letters that they're constantly sending, like, girls, chill, please.
Exactly. And so I just said it when we watched it, but I don't know why they are worrying about the hourglass thing. Cause I still say it. It's a part of the story, and they just need just to continue it. And in the next performance, at the end of the performance, they're just getting the hourglass back, and the story is somehow it's perfect, perfect. There's
I mean,
nothing more.
I mean, honestly, at the end of the show, we will see that there's a connect storyline. Okay, we have
Yeah.
WJSN with the hourglass. We have BBG with their clocks. I mean, come on, this is a no-brainer. At the end, we will have an epic collaboration stage of BBG and WJSN. Suddenly, out of nowhere, soloist Yuju and the two actresses Kim So Chung and Jung Rin will join the stage out of nowhere. And then we have a grand collaboration stage about space and time, and I will cry. Here,
Okay.
you heard it first.
We will take that and talk about it in a few weeks.
You will call me God after this happened.
For
Okay. This was the, for now, last performance of the show. Because you may know Loona, once again, god damn it, COVID, was not able to perform because almost all of them, I don't know how, at least a shitload of them, were infected with the virus, so they weren't able to perform on that day, but thankfully they were able to perform later on, but we will talk about that later in this episode. Now it is time for the result announcement. Is it time for the result announcement? No, first it is time. It's complete bullshit. It is time for the groups stating who sucks and who doesn't.
Oh, Jesus.
To give it even more spice. And I already told you guys you weren't there yet. In the beginning of the episode, I may get salty in this episode. We're nearing into this point. So, get ready. We got the girls coming all together to meet up to reveal their choices for the groups that are above and the groups that are below them. To give you a bit of context, it was the same in the first season of Queendom. After the performances, the group have to vote which group was better than us and which group was worse than us, and then like you're getting points subtracted based on what kind of vote you got, which is a really cruel system, which was strangely not there in Kingdom. I don't know how that can happen, if that means anything. Gotta ask Mnet there. But it looks like Mnet saw the need to throw that into the girls' the girls' season again. So we have to go through that shit again. But before we got to the storm, there was the calm. Well, even also, it was still calm. It was a bit of bickering, but it was calm. Because we saw Chinbi and Unso once again proving their BFF status with kind of insulting each other while sitting next to each other, which was really cool to see because it once again showed how close they are. That all the stuff you saw in the preview and in the first episode with all the expressions of Chinbi. And the situation with Yodom of WJSN, that they're just friends, and that's just how you are around friends.
That was so cool. Like, I really loved this casually. I had a word right now, and I just got lost of the word. Kind of that casual beefing. I really loved it.
Now, above and below. So we got the girls all sitting there, and it was time for them to vote. The first group who got their votes revealed was BBG. Now, as above, BBG voted absolutely no one. Because they said, I think it was Chinbi who said, whoever they're going to vote as above them will get bonus points, and they don't want that. This is a competition still, so they don't want to get others' points because that would weaken their own position. So they said no one was above us. I can already say this is something almost all of the groups did. So this way of strategic thinking, I was a bit surprised that so many of them did it, but it looks like Mnet told them beforehand that this is actually optional, but of course, we need drama. So the voting for below is not optional. This every group has to do, and BBG chose WJSN. And the reason for that is because they said WJSN had a similar concept than them. They had a similar like performance style. So this was kind of like a strategic nomination of BBG that they did there, because they thought, okay, let's weaken the opponent. That is like the closest to us in terms of style, in terms of performance, and not just outfit style, but also like musical style. The way the performance was had also a lot of resemblance to BBG. I mean, the whole clock theme, duh. Then, by the way, there's even more resemblances. We have BBG. I talked about it in the last episode a lot, but they had a shattered glass beat. I'm not saying this was absolutely intentional with WJSN, but they had a shattered hourglass. So, okay. Then in the glass beat, in the video of G-Friend, there was like this dust coming out of what was or sand, and what was inside the hourglass. Exactly. Okay. Then we had the slipping on stage. Who slipped on stage? G-Friend. No, but I think it is easy to see all those resemblances between WJSN and BBG, so it makes sense that they went for them. And I love the little thing. I think it was AyoGG that she added at the end. And by the way, we also think that our performance was just better. So we need a bit of fighting spirit in here, okay?
Yeah.
So I really like that. So BBG chose WJSN. Next up, Hyolin. Hyolin, above, no one. Below, BBG. I just want to let that stand in the room for a second. She said, they put two songs together and I thought it did not have a strong impact.
What's your opinion about the performance of BBG and not impact?
What I can say is I'm back to being the baddie. What a lot of bullshit! Like, what? Impact? No impact whatsoever?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me? Because if she would have said, okay, I didn't like the sound of it. I didn't like that you went with two melancholic themes. I didn't like the melancholic theme. I didn't like the singing of it or whatever. I could have understood in a way where I say, okay, your opinion there, I get it. It wasn't your thing, but no impact?
Yeah. That was just.
I'm sorry, but
wrong.
this explanation sucks.
Yeah.
I don't. This was really the one explanation. Okay, no, there was another one from another group, but more to that later. But this was really something I didn't get it. How you can see this performance and think that it has no impact. I don't say love it as much as I do. I don't say you need to like what you're hearing, because if you're not into melancholic songs, then this performance is simply nothing for you. It is the way it is. But to say that the performance, the girls with the dancers, with the VCR, with the video playing in the background that told an entire story on its own, with the story that was told within the performance, with the little intersection where the lights turned off, where AyoGG ascended from the dancers and they had this little play with the reflections, with the ending, with Chinbi centering, doing her clock movement, the dancers Omji and Unha doing like the G-Friend choreo, where they're stepping forward in line, and the clock movements that we had in the background with the debut of both G-Friend and BBG in the video, and you tell me no impact?
That sounds that you are not 100% with her opinion.
No offense, but this may be the stupidest shit I have ever heard.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't see it as well. Like that's just it was just an too objective rating about the performance that I don't know. That's just not that's just not true. Like I don't know. She could have said like, for me, it had no impact. I mean,
but even then, I mean, the thing is, Hyolin is in the industry since 2010. Okay,
exactly.
Hyolin is a professional. She knows about this stuff. But I don't get how you can look at this performance from a completely professional point of view and say no impact at all.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
Huh?
for a personal, that could have been the only explanation. Like, as you already said, if you are not into melancholic stuff, I don't think it has an impact on you, if you know what I mean. But how she said it was just wrong. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but the other thing is, for Hyolin, that's what I mean with professionalism. Hyolin is able, in my with that experience, to separate her personal opinion from the like professional view.
Yeah, definitely.
And if she personally, she can dislike, but this wouldn't be something she would say in the show, you know?
That's
This is kind of This is kind of the thing that bothered me, because I was like, okay, but there is impact for you only if you're performing happy, uplifting songs. Is this the only way for you to have impact in a performance? I would really like to know how she, what the definition is for impact. Because it certainly is a completely different than mine. So this, yeah. And then something that made me really mad. I need to mention this. Unha said, she gave a good explanation. I agree that we are cut below her. And I was like, Unha!
Yeah.
You don't have to be a sweetheart 24/7. It is okay to sometimes just look at someone and stare at them like you're mad. It is okay. Because no, this is just wrong, what you said there. I'm sorry, Unha, but this is wrong.
Yeah,
I can't agree with what you said there.
Sometimes I don't know. I know. So we know Una can't be really the mean one, but in that case, just be quiet.
She's too good. She's too good for this world. Goddamn
Yeah,
it.
like
That's not how you're behaving in that moment.
no, it's just I don't know. Like just, I don't know. Just say nothing instead of like giving her the feeling like she said something right. Like never ever. That wasn't that cool, Una. But I guess somehow she knows it. She's just, of course, she's portraying something else to.
I mean, Una tried to like rescue the situation. She did that twice.
Yeah, exactly.
And the second time we'll talk about it later. But she tried to do that twice, but it just no, don't be cute now. Stop it.
Exactly.
Okay. Next up, we had WJSN, and WJSN chose as above no one, and below Kepler. The interesting thing is, well, at least maybe I did not see it 2 times. I don't think they gave a real explanation for it. I think that was cut out, kind of. The only thing we saw, and that was a bit unfortunate, was after they said that Kepler was below them, Exi danced briefly like to Wadada.
Oh,
She looked at them like, kept on going, what da da da. And this looked, I'm 100% convinced she did not mean it like this, but
yeah,
it looked a bit like mocking them.
yeah.
It looked unfortunate. And I was there like, oh no, stop it. And yeah, of course, Mnet also instantly took that and edited with like stares of Kepler and stuff, which made it look really bad, like much worse than it probably was, but it was bad timing, I'd say. But yeah,
That
do you
felt
want
so
to add
awkward.
something to that?
It just felt so awkward when we saw
Yeah.
it. I mean, of course, it's a bit about the cutting as well, but it was like, ooh.
It was a
Ooh.
bit similar to Unha. It was like she tried to save
Yeah.
the situation, but it made it awkward.
Yeah,
And it
somehow-
didn't really match the
somehow-
situation.
Somehow they are not that professional if it comes to saving situations.
Yeah, it was just a lot of pressure. Let's just say it's pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
There.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, next up, it was time for Kepler. And Kepler chose above Hyolin because it felt like they said the performance felt like a festival, which I completely agree. I really see where it is coming from, and they loved her energy that she had on stage. And there too, I really understand where this is coming from. But then
That's too good.
the below happened.
Yeah.
Below BBG. And this was again, a situation. So what happened? They said, or it was announced, BBG below, and suddenly all of Kepler looking to the floor. Like, don't look them in the eyes, don't look him in the eyes, don't look him in the eyes. And there I really have to say, this was nice editing of Mnet. Then we cut to BBG and Shinbi, of course, serving the face, looking at them like, I'm gonna rip your head off. But suddenly they all started laughing, because Taeyeon asked them for a reason why they chose BBG, and it was probably once again editing. None of them really answered, and then Taeyeon kind of like loosened up the tension a bit. And asked them again in a really cute way, and BBG was also like smiling and like encouraging them, come on, tell us, it's okay, you can tell us. And what they said is, wait a second, I wrote it down. Oh no, yeah, oh my god, yes. Oh, it's getting worse, guys. Because Eugen was getting ready to answer, of course, the leader gotta do what a leader gotta do. And then Dion said something which leaves a taste. Dion said, she whispered to Eugen, don't say their performance was disappointing, okay? And Eugen answered, then you tell them. Or then you answer, something like this. Maybe. I'm too much buddy. But that hurt. That sentence hurt. And then we got the explanation of Eugen. She said, they were the first ones to perform, and we were amazed after their performance. But Hyolin's performance was just jaw-dropping. I think that is why we chose them. Instantly, Mnet saw the chance and edited in Chinbi. Because Chinbi said something that I honestly also thought in that second. Chinbi said, did they not take the other groups into consideration? Or did they just come up with an excuse because they thought we were below them? Now,
like,
what do you think of this whole situation?
like I just want to point out the sentence of Eugene. Like, I think that's why we chose them. What the hell? That's super bad. Like, that's bad, cause if you say I think that's why we chose, that's 100% made up. So like that means it's 100% not sincere. Like, there is another reason. That's 100% the meaning. Because otherwise you wouldn't say I think that's why we chose. You would say that's the thing. Because you know what you have to answer. But they just the whole time, like, it was and I mean, okay, the thing with Tyon is like, I see the point. I guess you mean it in a place that it could be that they really think BBG had the most disappointing performance or something like that. Um, if I look at this, like, how she said it to you, is more like, I don't know. Don't say they did a bad stage. Just to go away from that base. Like, to don't say something really negative. I think that was just her warning. I mean, still, Eugen pretty much since like 6 years in the industry. Um, and
The problem is the reaction of Eugen then when she said, "Yeah, then don't you
yeah,
do it?" Because he was like,
exactly.
"Yeah, what the hell? What else am I supposed to say?" That's
Yeah,
that's kind
that's
of how it felt, and like
exactly.
the problem just is, and this is something I read really often because of course the bitching started within the fandoms, which I really stop that shit. It's really stupid because in the end, yes, this is something we're talking about this a lot, but in the end, the groups are cool. Okay, it's not like for example, Chinbi really often writes that they're having fun there. They don't have problems with any groups behind the scenes. They're all cool with each other. Yeah, so always take this with a grain of salt. Okay, it's not like this is 100% serious all of this, but um, a big problem that I have with the argumentation of fans here is a lot of Keplian said, yeah, well, they didn't have a good explanation because they are rookies. And there I really have to say, this is so hardcore bullshit because who gave the explanation? Eugen.
Exactly.
Eugen is not a rookie, guys. She is not a rookie. And God damn it, it is okay. If you think a group is below you, then say you are below. We thought we gave a better performance than you did. That's it. I don't. I this like beating around the bush and trying to find an explanation and then like talking shit like this is just it's just so annoying. Either you think they are below you or you don't think they are below you. If you don't think they're below you, then give the right explanation. I like, for example, and that's here I'm already spoiling. Brave Girls also chose BBG. Brave Girls said they chose BBG because of strategic reasons.
Mhm.
Okay, they also chose BBG as their rivals, if you remember, in the first round. So they gave an explanation which I can understand. I would also understand if Brave Girls would just say, okay, yes, we simply thought that they were worse than us. If I personally agree with what Brave Girls says there, there's a completely different book, okay? But give me a real explanation and don't beat around the bush like this. Because this is so annoying, and this leads to all of the speculation. Now everyone wonders, okay, what could it have been? And then fans are making up all kinds of explanations for the situation, and this is such an annoying situation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been anything if they would have just been like truth about it. Like, I don't know, even if they say, yeah, you performed first and we would have imagined more or something like that. Even if it's a shitty explanation, if it's the explanation why they chose them, it's pretty okay. But that was not the fact. Like, they just I don't know, didn't really give a good answer. And yeah, you can see that in many aspects, and that's super 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 sad.
Yeah, and the thing is, the how she framed it. So Eugen, I mean, um, this question of Chinbi really is valid. Like,
Hmm.
did
Yeah.
they? Because the way they Eugen talked about it, it really felt like, okay, they saw BBG and they loved it. Then they saw Hyolin and they were like, okay, BBG is below, and then
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Like, huh? Like,
Exactly.
what kind of explanation is that? So, do you think, like, do you, what kind of reasoning is this to say we thought they were worse than Hyolin? This is about you. Do you
Hmm.
think they were worse than you?
Yeah.
If you think so, okay. Okay, but you did not give us that. Like,
Exactly.
eh, so this is the problem that a lot of people have with Kepler's explanation, and there is, in my opinion, no need to always like defend this. This was just poor wording of Eugen there. Let's just say how it is, and this is okay. But to start wars over this and to say, yeah, but the BBG did also not give a proper explanation. Yes, they did. They said, you have a really similar concept to us, and there's the point, to us. They did
Yeah.
not say, yeah, you have a similar style to another group, and that's why we are better for reason, no clue. No, they said you have a similar concept to us, you have a similar style to us, and we thought our performance was better than yours.
Yeah.
That's it. And they did not do that. They said Hyolin was better than BBG, and that's why Kepler is better. Yeah, this is the problem we have with this explanation. And I say this as a Kepler fan. I'm a really big Kepler fan. I watch every content of Kepler, but that was shit. This
Yeah.
explanation was shit.
Really messed up, and that's not even, as you said, for the rookies, cause Yuten had everything in her hand. Like, she
Yeah,
could have controlled the situation how she wanted.
yeah,
So
and
like,
I mean, this is also not throwing like shades at Eugen. I mean, this can happen. It's
yeah,
okay.
sure.
It's okay, but we gotta address it. We gotta address that this was just poor wording. She's gonna do it better the next time,
Yeah.
and then it's okay. But don't blindly defend anything. Every idol always does. It is okay to say, okay, that was just not good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Totally, totally,
They're not made
totally.
of glass, guys.
And I guess sometimes the idols even know themselves that they really messed up the situation.
Of
Don't
course.
worry.
I mean, don't you think after when she's watching the show, she's like, nah, that wasn't good. Nah, that I could have done that better.
Yeah.
Of course, she's doing that. So yeah,
Yeah.
and Brave Girls also chose BBG because yeah, for strategic reasons. But something they also added, which is interesting at least, they also said that since they were the first one, they focused more on the next one, and then on the next one, and then on the next one, and then the further behind you were, the more in the past your performance was, the more they forgot about the performance. And since BBG was the last one, you know, this is a way of thinking I can understand. I can say this is a good explanation, but it is something that may influence more in the future how the group see their starting positions within the show. Because I feel like this is a way of thinking that is within the heads of a lot of groups in this competition. So maybe now no one wants to be first anymore. But I want to close that corner with a quote of Jinmi. And once again, I gotta say, I love this woman. Jinmi said, oh, my middle fingernail fell off. I guess that shows how I feel right now. I'm a simple man. I see Wang Eunbi being savage, and I fall in love with her just like the first day I first laid my eyes upon her. Now, next up, after the salty section, no, it's getting better, guys. No, it's getting better again. But before I jump to the next section, let us know your opinions in the comments. Do you also think that the explanations were bad of the groups, or do you have a completely different opinion? Do you think you can really understand where they were coming from? What is your above below? What is your ranking for the performance? Let us know in the comments below. Do you think, for example, I don't know, Kepler was best in your opinion and Hyolin was last? No clue. Show us your ranking, because I would be really interested in knowing what your opinions about all of these performances were. In the end, after this segment, we got the final ranking for the first round of the groups. And we have on position number 1 with 10,000 points, so with full points, Hyolin. Position 2, WJSN with 7,141 points. Position 3, BBG with 5,837 points. Kepler on position 4 with 4,701. And on the last place, no, position 5, we have Brave Girls with 4,000, goddammit, 116 points. And last place is the group that unfortunately was not able to perform, Loona, because they weren't able to collect points, unfortunately. But was it really no, I wouldn't say was it really a bad thing. Yes, it was really a bad thing for them, because if they now get 6th again in the next show, they would get kicked out. So it is really a bad thing for them. But for us, it was bearable, because we still got a performance by Loona, thankfully. But before it came to that, once again, we got a bit of behind-the-scenes footage, even though not that much. We saw the girls, the Loona girls, sitting in their practice room and getting the news that they would be allowed to, also give a performance that they can provide for, in that case, basically Orbit, so they can at least enjoy the performance the girls have been working for. And we got like a slightly emotional behind the scenes video collection. They did not film, obviously, as much behind the scenes stuff as the other groups. So we got emotional music, Taeyeon, by the way. I think we got 4 or 5 times Taeyeon background music in the show. So they're really going through the entire discography of her, which I love. Mnet continue doing that. And we got little emotional, like narrational parts, narrations by the members themselves, talking about how thankful they were that they could perform, but how hard it was, and so on and so on. And then it was time to check out Loona's performance of Paint the Town. On this maybe an interesting information, a different stage than we got from all the other groups, because that is probably the stage where they will perform the second the second battles on, I would guess, at least. So what is your opinion on the performance of Loona?
So, something I said when we watched it, or after we watched it, is I really love the stage, and I think to come back to this little thing again, that they couldn't, or wouldn't be able to get into the consideration for the points and stuff like that with this performance is a bad thing, I would say, cause they made something really genius. Like they influenced their painted town performance with an I have it. Or give me a second.
I give you 5 seconds if you want.
Uh,
Take all the seconds you need.
how is it called? Oh Jesus. The style.
And they went like with an historical.
Historical style. Jesus, thanks. Exactly. And that's something. Yeah, that's pretty good for Korea. Like, I guess I would guess Korea would have really liked it, and this could have been a good performance with a well ranking, in my opinion. Not just the historical genre, just that. I even think first, visual wise, it was super beautiful how they made it, and even music wise, they just did a little yeah historical influences, but we have to say, I know they had like 2 days for to make the performance. That's like nothing, and um yeah, I guess for these 2 days they really give pretty much into that performance. um they changed, not really changed the sound of Painted Town, because we really had pretty much the same sound, but it was influenced by the historical elements, and yeah, that just fits so well, because it blend over pretty well. Like, I think these two, the kind of Bollywood beat, instrumental from Luna's Painted Town, and the historical um, in, elements are really good together and pretty good to blend over. And yeah, I even think the progression of the song was pretty good. Like, putting more and more into the song with this historical stuff. And I have to point out, the bridge was so amazing. Like, oof, I literally get chills if I just remember after the second chorus, when Kim Lip joins in with the bridge, and it's so, it's kind of, it has a melancholic vibe, but it's so strong. It fits the top line of the singing so well. And yeah, with Kimlet and Hustle doing it, super cool. Um, into the too high note, and then everything is going hard again. Um, it was super cool, and to make the decision for the song, to add a last chorus after the original chorus, was a good idea as well, because I really liked it, and I would have liked that pretty much if the original would have made it as well. I don't know. I feel like that just fits, like having this a bit changed chorus, um, but after that the original one, to end the song. I don't know, sounded, in my opinion, super fulfilling. I really loved it. Um, and yeah, I really loved the performance, and I haven't made the ranking, but I would say this performance is pretty high in my ranking.
The baddie joins the game. Um, there was something I really disliked about the performance, and that was the fact that they only had like 2 days, because I know what, like, if they would have had more days to work even more on the song and even more on the performance, and if they would have had the good stage, like the stage that we had here is okay, but compared to the one the others had, nah. If they would have had that stage, more time to prepare, and for the song, this would have been like, holy shit. I think this performance could have been my not two. It could have been my number two. Like that, it didn't completely make that, but it was an absolutely great performance. I'm a sucker for Painted Town already, so to get a lot of original sound of the song was something that didn't bother me at all. But in combination with the historical elements, this it just fitted so well. It blended in so well with the song. Then the outfits, outstanding. I mean, red and black is always a sick combi. You can never make anything wrong with this. But so many cool ideas. But still, there were from time to time moments in the performance where I was like, this part with more time, would have been so good. Like, even better than it has been now. So every time when I watch it, I love it, but I have several parts in the performance in my mind where I'm always like, there just a bit more, come on. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but what the girls have produced here in such a short period of time is really impressive, and I highly want to praise them for it. Also, I really like the little dance breaks of Olivier and Yves that they had there, especially like Yves, whatever this back roll flip thing she was doing there with the dancers. Really, really cool. Really badass move. But here also, I feel like if you would have had more time for those dance break sequences, you could have made it a bit more impactful. You know, maybe more dancers giving impact from the back, giving a more fluent choreography to the two girls, something like this. I see definitely a lot of potential still in this performance, and yet it was one of the absolute best of the signature song stages, and this is a huge ass achievement in my opinion that Loona has achieved there. Amazing. Do you want to add anything more?
No, that was a perfect opinion, in my opinion.
Thank you. But it's just a tear, was running down my cheek after I heard that compliment. Okay. After we got Loona's Painted Town performance, it was time to once again go back to the other groups who were still sitting in the in their seats where we left them after the above or below ranking announcement, because we still got one thing to do, and that was deciding on the next concept. What is going to be the next battle going to be about? And this will be the cover song battle. And we also already got the pairs that are going to cover each other, since Hyolin emerged victorious and on position number 1 in the covers in the signature song battle. She got the privilege of choosing first, or choosing who she wants to battle. And of course, all the groups were like, "Oh my god, okay, let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's look at her. Us, come on, us." And she played them. She was like almost like dancing, like floating through the groups and walking straight towards Kepler. And Kepler's already, oh my god, it's us, walking straight. She was walking right to Loona's empty seats. She did not even look at Kepler in that moment, which was so like kind of heartbreaking, honestly. I looked into the eyes of the Kepler members. They were all like, "No, come back, take us, choose us." But she went with Loona, which is a really interesting choice, in my opinion. It's going to be interesting to see how Hyolin is performing a song for 12 people and what kind of song she's going to choose. I hope for So What, but I don't know. What do you think?
I would kind of imagine So What. I mean, of course, you can take some B-sides maybe to consideration, but if I look at
Starlight,
okay,
starlight.
wait a second. So hi, never ever. That's the safe thing, I guess. But Butterfly could be a little thing. Why am I saying this? I don't know, people who might have watched Good Girl, another Mnet show. There was Hyolin as well, and I remember Hyolin saying something like she at this point she never really did something um something, how do you call this, aesthetic, like or and I don't know, this dance what she did there, this performance with yeah this
I don't remember Good Girl at all. Sorry, can't help you.
yeah, it was the dancing, the barefoot dancing with I don't know how to call this kind of dance, um kind of
Honestly,
expression dance, something like that, like where you move heavenly but slowly, um and yeah, she kind of did it there because she really wanted to hit the fields, and that's something she've never done before to at this point, and she wanted to do. And I have to say, if she wants to slay with that kind of genre, she could take Butterfly as a base for that, because the song can give her, yeah, if she changes a bit up, can easily make it for her to give a performance like that. um
Okay,
I
I'll go into a complete different direction
still, I hope So What, by the way.
because I love throwing around completely baseless like theories and ideas of mine.
All right.
If not So What, why not go? I mean, Loona has 12 solos
Mm-hmm.
plus unit stuff. Why not choose something from that?
That's
Could be
totally doable.
could be cool too. Like what could you do? I mean, Vivid would be cool,
Oh,
for
that would be
example.
so amazing and
With her
so
voice, could be
unique.
interesting. Um, or something. I don't know what you could do. I mean, from any school, a girl front or whatever. There could be so many cool performances hidden in the solos or group songs of Loona.
Yeah.
That just thinking about it makes me really okay. Never gonna happen. But or Heart Attack. Heart Attack would be cool. Love Cherry Love Cherry Motion or New or Love Forever. I mean, come on, guys. You can't tell me that you're not seeing this shit. But now I'm throwing something out. Every Day I Love You by Hyolin to finally pay the tribute that Vivi deserves. So, there I said it. Hyolin, Every Day I Love You. That's what I want. I don't care about everything else.
Yeah, let's see. Like, of course, I thought about it, but I don't know if she's that familiar with all the solo stuff.
Well, she should, because there's a lot of great stuff.
Of course.
Um, but
It-
I mean, the thing is, she's I guess she will not be the only one who is pitching ideas there. I mean, she also has a company. Maybe someone there says, "Hey, hey, 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 Vivi." Maybe I paid a little visit.
Don't tell me you are there for giving ideas.
I mean, if she performs, never gonna happen. But for the 0.1% chance that Every Day I Love You is going to get picked, once again, you can call me God. Okay, but there's also the question, what exactly is Loona going to perform by Hyolin? I would guess it's gonna be a sister song. Question is which one? I would love Shake It. From the preview, it could be Shake It.
Yeah.
From the style that we saw there, but it was so brief. Not sure.
I'm super sad that we already saw something, cause I mean, still, it could be everything, cause you can take every sister song and make it to something else, genre-wise. Cause you can rearrange stuff, and I don't know, you can do everything what you want, like, but
yeah. I mean, but I guess it's pretty safe to say that they're not going to do Alone or something like this.
A sexy Alone Loona would have been so breathtaking.
Yeah, but it looked pretty fun, the stage, so.
Sexy Vivi performing Alone.
I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm not gonna see Vivi. Just like in this freaking performance of Loona, by the way. I got 1 second of Vivi. Max, if that even was a second. This is such a load of bullshit.
Yeah. So I'm really curious. It could be Shake It, though.
Yeah.
Still, they are arranging it. I'm really interested how they will arrange it. Cause concept-wise, with combinations out of some suit-like stuff, and the other half of them kinda pinky, flashy, cutie. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but let's see.
Pinky, flashy, cutie, Una. Una?
Una in new.
Hey, do you see how my brain is triggered? If I think cutie, cutie sexy, there it was. This fucking combination. Ugh, God damn it, Unha. Okay, let's jump to the next one.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, you can. If you want, you can say more.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask what did you wanted to say instead of Una?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Okay.
The second I said Unha, my mind went blank. I have no clue what I wanted to say.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Next up, we had WJSN. They were able to choose since they were second, and they chose. And I'm so happy about it. BBG. Now, the big question, of course, what are they going to cover from each other? BBG, I have the big hope that it's going to be Unnatural. And I think we share that.
That would be so amazing.
Like Unnatural, oh god.
Unnatural would be something that you, I don't know. This is something like this would fit them so well if I just think of the concept. I mean, I just got black color Una motorbike Una in the debut of BBG.
Ah, yeah.
I don't know if I can take it once more now, but I have to.
And I mean, Derek can go break. Jesus, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm super tired. There we can go back to my brain freeze. Cutie, sexy Una. There we would have her.
That's true.
Unnatural.
That's true. And yeah, it would be amazing.
Only question is, who would do the rap? I say Chinby.
AyoGG could do as well. at least she did a. I mean, both like Shinbi and Omji did the most rappy thing in in their debut.
Mhm.
I guess both of them can. Maybe they are playing together the rap.
Maybe, but especially because Chinbi and Exi are they give off a familiar vibe
That's
also.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
So that because of that, I could really see that. But that doesn't matter who's doing it. That Unnatural by BBG, that would be so sick.
And
I
some
hope
crackhead
so.
already said it since weeks, and you dare to tell me that, and since then and now everything is playing to that. Like,
This was what I said since it was announced who the groups are.
yeah, of
There
course.
was like, okay, BBG, I want Unnatural, or I would love to see Mask if they gonna do Kepler, or So What if they're doing Loona. I had something for every group ready, but for WJSN Unnatural, okay, and WJSN they could. I guess it's pretty safe to say they're gonna do G-Friend. Question is what? My best guess is Navilera, or if they're super cool, Margot.
I'd say Margot, cause I guess that just would fit kind of what WJSN did recently a bit, and I don't know, to jump on that isn't that wrong in my opinion. It's pretty good to do that. So Margot is something you can easily give the feeling like you had for Unnatural and stuff like that, because it's mature and you can show different sides. I would love it.
But one thing in advance, WJSN, you gotta nail that kick. the
Oh
kick,
yes.
the kick is really important.
And whoever get told to do the kick, I guess this person is like, I don't know, praying every evening that it will be good enough, because the person know what's on her shoulder.
Okay, and last but not least, we have a Kepler and Brave Girls. They weren't, none of them were allowed to choose since the other two already chose. They were matched automatically. And here now, of course, is the question. Here really is the biggest question mark. What are they going to do? Because Brave Girls, what are they going to cover from Kepler? I mean, if you really
Mask.
think about it, yeah, Mask is the only thing they can really
Yeah.
do. Or they go a completely different direction and say, you know what? CLC. I would love to see a helicopter, but Mask is probably the way to go there. And it would be really interesting to see a Mask by Brave Girls.
True. Yeah. And then Brave Girls can show a bit other side of Brave Girls, to be honest.
Like, this time it would really be. Imagine they they would make Mask in the Rollin version.
Weird.
Weird, but I'm a bit intrigued, honestly. But yeah, this will be interesting. And then on the other hand, what will Kepler perform of Brave Girls? Because that is some, you gotta say, Brave Girls performed their two, I guess, most known songs now.
Yeah.
Now, what are the Kepler girls going to do? I mean, we write. Thank you. After we write.
You can also do pool party, pool party, something like that. However, this is called the B-side,
Yeah.
the second promotion B-side with MV. Got the Duck B feature on it, so it's very well known with
Chimat Padam.
Chimata.
Yeah.
the both of them were pretty. So you can take this in consideration as well. But that's Kepler's decision at the end.
It's
What
definitely
they
this is definitely one I'm highly looking forward to, because
Yeah.
that I can't predict at all.
Never
What
ever.
they're going to go with, like, no clue. You guys can now maybe you already read it somewhere.
Maybe, but I don't
Still,
know.
doesn't matter. Write it in the comments. Just write it down. What do you think the groups will cover of each other? Especially, as I said, Kepler from Brave Girl. What will Kepler cover from Brave Girls? So intrigued, so interested in knowing. Because if I would be in Kepler's shoes, I would have no clue what I would do.
I guess for me it would be pool
They
party.
stole my favorite already.
I'm super cool with pool party. So like when they came back with Chimat Padam, I don't know. I just listened to the whole dingens dingens.
The whole
Arrow.
dingens.
And I loved Chimat Padam and pool party pretty much. And so I guess it would be the like it would be easily for me to just choose that. And yeah,
I guess popularity wise, I guess We Ride is the next in line. But we will see. Gonna be interesting.
I mean, still you can do Rollin. It's just unlikely, but still you can do it if Kepler is going for that match.
I don't fit. That would be. It
I
would
don't
be
think
a bit strange, honestly.
Yeah. It's not a good match you wanna go into, to be honest.
But it would, of course, be awesome for Mnet drama, because then Mnet could kind of like build a story. Oh no, and they think we only have Rollin, and that's why they double covered it now, and Mnet could make a story out of it. So that makes me a bit anxious.
True.
So Mnet, shut up.
And
Please.
at the end, it's Mnet's decision. So
Yeah. So just don't, Mnet. For once, be cool, okay?
exactly.
Now, I would really love to end the episode with our all favorite segment, guys, but I can't.
Yeah, that's super sad.
Fashion with Taengoo cannot happen. We did not get anything new today.
Let's talk. Let's just talk about the topic of
Right.
not seeing a new outfit. Like, cause that's not very not very likely for or common, yeah, for the Queendom series stuff. And like every time you have, so at least for the maybe it's based on because of the male MC or stuff like that. I can't remember season 1 that well of Queendom.
Yeah, me neither.
But my point is, like, I was pretty sure because we saw in the preview that we are going to choose for the second round. Like 90% of the time when this happens, it's maybe another day, or the MC is getting a change between the performances and the moment when they are sitting together again. And I was so hard. I wanted to say when we already watched it, I was like, I don't know. We have 4 performances. I don't know if we have another. Or what are we going to do if we don't get another outfit? But I was so 110% sure that we get another outfit, cause we saw in the preview that they are going to choose for the second round. And still, it was the same outfit for Taengoo. So, and now I'm asking, Mnet, what is this?
Yeah, Mnet is really like slacking
Mnet?
off. This
Yes.
is not cool. Mnet knows exactly what this the segment means to us.
Yeah.
and yet this is how they're playing. Like I have been mad at Mnet really often, but this is really now it's getting really dirty.
Yeah.
Like I'm highly disappointed by Mnet. But I mean, what this shows is that they must have filmed all of this like in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
Like, I really hope that this is getting more relaxed, you know, when as the show progresses. But if they really keep up this pace, not only is it bad for the Fashion with Taengoo segment, which is a tragedy, but also um, this makes all of this feel like
Rushed.
not even much. What I think is this makes it even worse in my mind in terms of stress for the participants
Mm-hmm.
because this feels so squashed together. Everything like I can't even imagine how much they have to prepare and maybe even prepare like parallel. Like we're preparing this and we're already preparing for the round after that and blah and blah. Um, this is I really hope that there is getting a bit more time for rest in between. I doubt it, but I would hope that this was the case. But if there isn't even enough time for Taeyeon to change her outfit, then it's serious.
Then it means that it's basically right after the performance.
Yeah, I mean, Jingu had a new outfit like every time you blinked.
Yeah,
That's how it felt like.
exactly.
So yeah,
We
Mnet,
had
chill.
we had like we had like 2 outfits every second episode or something like that.
Yeah, and now we have the situation where we have to like split one outfit into 2 episodes.
I mean, still outfits super 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 gorgeous. Still
Also,
the black
this
one.
black dress.
I'm
God damn it!
one thing, Mnet, don't so like I don't want it to have it as a as a standard thing, but is if Mnet is giving us 2 outfits next episode, I doubt it, but if they do, I can say okay. Then we have to talk more about it next week. Like then we can make a double um um corner session. But um yeah, I still hope we get at least one outfit each week to talk about. Um, Otherwise, I don't know. We maybe have to. I don't want to mention lawsuit, but
It's the only viable option, in my opinion. I mean,
yeah,
Mnet can't let us down like this.
exactly.
We value this podcast. We value our listeners. Okay, we
Yes,
take pride in what we do, and Mnet is just
killing
Mnet.
us.
Mnet is like preventing us from delivering you guys with what you rightfully deserve.
Exactly.
And this is something I will not accept. So Mnet, you have 2 options. More outfits for Tay, or let me be a fucking global judge, Mnet. You little I'm
Still,
still
we
mad
can.
about this.
Have we talked about that? Cause it's a little cool thing to talk about to close the corner. Cause I guess we.
That we got snitched?
No, I just wanted to say cause we can vote and stuff like that. Just a cool mention for everyone who haven't maybe realized it, that there is a site where we can internationally vote now and so
Yeah, but I
on.
think the vote is actually over today.
Yeah, that's true, but for the next rounds.
For the next rounds, I will always link you voting the voting page in the video description, guys. So when the next opening window opens, you can just use the link here under this video or wherever you're checking out the podcast in the show notes. You can just go there and use the link to go to the page where you can vote for your 2 favorites, because at least now you had to choose for 2 groups you want to support, and I guess this concept will not change in the near future. So get
Nope.
ready to cast your votes for your favorite group.
I mean, that once again is something they took out of Kingdom. Like they did the better things. They take it with to Queendom, but still they they made some rulings just based on that it's Queendom and not Kingdom. That's something Mnet has to deal with themselves. Yeah, like the dropout and stuff like that. But I would say overall, compared with season one, especially voting wise, there are until now some pretty good improvements.
There's only one thing I want to give props to Mnet for, and that is that the voting takes place on a website, on a working website on that stupid Universe app.
Yeah, at all. Don't make don't make it into an app is pretty good. So we don't have to download every time we want to do something in an app. Cause I don't know, like if they don't want to make it a universe, they could have even I don't know, just think about let's just do a voting app once again more, and that would have been super shitty as well. So I'm pretty happy about having it on a website as well, because you can just click on a website. It works pretty well, I would say.
Depending on
But
your internet connection, but overall,
yeah,
yeah.
but I'm not the into internet web browser hacking specialist. But yeah, I guess it works pretty well and is doing the job the site should do.
I mean, it's doing the job that Universe was never able to do. So
Yeah.
it's an improvement. Now, guys, that was it. That was the AyoGG podcast for the second episode of Queendom Season 2. I really hope you enjoyed it, even though it was a bit salty at times, maybe. But that's what makes it interesting. Let's be real. It would be boring if we the whole time, everything would be super happy and nice. And as I already said, all of this is already to take with a bit of, nah, I don't mean it. We both don't mean it.
Yeah.
In the most serious way that we are talking here about everything. We're just fans that
Enjoying watching it.
I, for some reason, need to do this podcast. I still don't understand really why I'm always doing it, but it helps somehow to cope with everything
Yeah.
that happens. Now, guys, let us know your opinions in the comments below, and I hope I'll see you next time to the next video. To the next. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm too into my regular outro. Let me rewind. Now, guys, thank you for your attention. Let me know your opinions in the comments below, and I hope I'll see you to the next episode of AyoGG that will be released, of course, next Thursday, as always. So thank you for your attention, and bye.
Bye.